Hi TAP family, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Sherry.
And this is Alana. We're from the 1030, and today's thought for the day, we want to share about the closeness of God.
So we're delving into John 14, verses 18 to 20. Here we go. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. Yet a little while and the world will see me no more, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. In that day you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you.
So where we're staying at the moment, there's lots of these wide angle mirrors, and you'll often see written on these mirrors, objects are much closer than they appear. And just to demonstrate, if I look in the mirror, I can see my darling there, but she seems far away. But actually, if I actually turn around to see how close she is, there she is, nice and close. So when I look into these verses from the book of John, I imagine that I'm looking into a wide-angled mirror, and I see the words written on that mirror, God is closer than it appears. So when we look at these verses, Jesus is facing his death and resurrection, and he's talking to his disciples, and he's saying to them, you know, things are going to be different. I'm not going to be around physically anymore, but the different is actually going to be better. And he explains that by giving a promise that he's not going to leave them as orphans, but he will come to them, and he's going to give something even better. He's going to give his Spirit. So you see in these verses, Jesus talks about being even closer to the disciples than before. And he goes on to say that, you know, by the Spirit, on that day you will know that I am in the Father, you are in me, and I am in you. Now, you can't get much closer than that. That's even closer than a physical closeness, a spiritual indwelling. So the reality is, Jesus knew he wouldn't be there physically, but the reality was he would be there by his Spirit. And he also says about the world, he says, you know, the world cannot accept this because they cannot see the Spirit or accept him. So in a similar way, if I try to just rely on my senses, my physical senses and my feelings, I might feel distant from God. But the reality is that his promises and his word says that he lives by his Spirit. He says in this passage, because he lives, we also live by the Spirit. Sherry, any applications from this truth for today?
The application that I think I saw when we were doing the wide angle mirror is to really have a wide angle mirror perspective. And to us that probably looks like similar to what Pat shared, not relying on our feelings alone, our senses alone, acknowledging them, but learning to base our faith on God's truth, and to realize that he does say that he's within us, and that's, I think, as close as it gets.
So we pray today that we thank God that through Jesus he took away the distance, he took away our sin so that we could be close to him, and we just accept today and pray for all of us that we would know Christ in us, the hope of glory.